Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to solve a problem involving development of a cone. We'll be considering an oblique cone, right? And the question goes like this: it says, draw full size pattern for the oblique cone with the joint AA, right? So what we'll do here, we need to reproduce that figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen first of all. Then we are going to develop it, right? That is an oblique cone. Now what we'll do is, if you look at the base here, we have 64, but in front of 64, we have a diameter. That symbol you see there is the symbol for what diameter. And whenever I say diameter, it means we are dealing with what? A circle. So we'll start by drawing a circle. Is that taken? So we can put it this way. Just draw your vertical line this way. Draw the vertical line this way. Draw this. You can see that. You can actually make it more visible if I want to. Now the next thing we're going to do, we need to get the height. The total height of it is what? Is 68. So I'm going to measure 68. First of all, from this point, to get the height, 68. Here. This is 60 to what? This is 60, right? This is 68 here. This point here is my 68. So at that point, I'm going to draw a baseline, like a line. This line you're seeing on the screen will be on that line there, this way. Are we good? So from that point now, I'll now take my compass. Half of 64 is given to be 32. So I'll measure 32 on my meter rule. 0 to 32. And I'll place it here, where I'll draw the base of the circle this way. Faint line first. So I'll use faint line for it. You can see that. But if you look at it closely, from this point here, which will be the base of my cone, from this point here, which will be what? The base of my cone. Let me take in it. Right? We're told that it is extended a little bit by 8 millimeter for we to get this apex point A here, right? So I'm going to measure extra 8 from here, 0 to this point. This is 8, right? And I'll take my instrument, place it here, and I'll project that point upward this way. You can see that. Now, is at this point here, I will now move that my 68 I measured earlier, the height of it, which is here, right? 68. So what I'm trying to make you understand is that from here to here 68, and I transfer the point to this point, or I just measure 68 from here to where? To here. That is where I will now join those lines. I will now join this to this point, taking it, then I'll join this to this point here, taking it. You can see that. So that is the shape that we have there. Is that taken? Now that is what we have brought out. We brought out that shape, you see. Now the next thing is, I'm going to divide here into what? Into 6 equal parts, because it is a semicircle. And it was a circle, I would say 12. But since it's a semicircle, it will be 6. So I'll take my compass with the radius of this point to this point. You can see that. I'll place it at this point. I'll slash an arc. I'll place it at this point also. I'll slash another arc on the circumference. I'll place it at the apex point here, this place here. I'll slash here and what? And here. And what we'll do is I will now radiate my point to the center here, to this point, right? To this point, to this point, to this point, right? So this is what we have here. Now, when I've done that, I will now name them. Here will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, and what? And 6. Don't forget, let me call here to be my point A, and here also to be my point A, the base here. That's taken. Now the next thing is this point A here, I'll draw it down with a vertical line, right? I'll project it down, that point A from here, which I've already done. I have that line already. You can see that and make it more visible. Project it down this way. And I'm going to call that point, if here is A, I'll call it to be what? A1. Right? If this point is A, I'll call it to be what? A1. Now what I'll be doing is, I'll take my compass from point A1 here, right? I'll take it to A, and I'll draw a semicircle that will come to the other side this way. Semicircle that will come to this side this way. You can see that? And that line there is going to give me, since it's point 0, that will give me 0, 1. Right? 0 prime. Now I'll continue, I'll extend here, we'll extend this point here more towards the right. Can see that? And I'll do the same thing from A again. I'll come to 1 and I'll draw this, and that will be my 1 prime. I'll come from that point A prime again. I'll come to 2. This will be 2 prime. I'll come to A here. I'll come to 3. This will give me 3 prime. I'll come to 4, right? This will give me 4 prime. Right? I'll come to 5 to this point. This will give me 5 prime. I'll come to 6 from this point A here to 6. And this will give me 6 prime. Here will be my 6 prime here. So what I will do is I will radiate those points to the center, to this point A here, this point. So let me start from 6 prime to touch A. I see that to 5 prime also, to A, to 4 prime, to A, 3 prime, to A, 2 prime, to A, 1 prime, to A, 0 prime, to A. You can see that. Now when we've done that, the next thing we'll be doing is to draw development of what? of this. Now what I will just do that make my work more easier is that I'm going to pick a point. Let's say I'm using here. I'll pick a point here. From this point, let me say I'm using this point, right? I'll draw a vertical line this way, downward. Just pick a point, draw a vertical line this way, downward. So that vertical line you've drawn, you draw it as a faint line. You mark that top point, should be the point here, A. So I'll call that point to be A. Then the distance from here to here should be the longest point, which is A to what? To 6 prime here. You can see that? And I'll place it at this my point A. I'm going to mark. So this point you're seeing here will be the point of what? 6 prime. Right? So the next thing we'll do is this. So the next thing I'll do, I will come to A to what? 5 prime. You can see that? And I'll place it at A again as my reference point. And I'll slash an arc at the right and at the left this way. You can see that? Now I will now take the radius of 6 and 5, or 5 and 4, any of them. Once I've done that, I'll place it here. I'll strike an arc here and here. You can see that? So here will give me, is decreasing, so this will be 5 prime. Here also will be what? 5 prime. So this is the point I actually need, where they intersect. All good? I'll come again from A to what? 4 prime. I'll come to the same A. I'll strike an arc at the side towards the left and towards the right. You can see that? And the measurement I use, still the same since they are evenly distributed. So I can just be using one just like that. 6 to 5 again. Any of them. I'll place it at 5. I'm going to strike an arc. I'll place it at 5 here also. I'll strike another arc. So where they meet here will be 4 prime. Here also will be 4 prime. I'll do the same thing from here. I'll go to 3 prime, right? I'll come to A here. I'll strike an arc this way towards the right and towards the left. You can see that? Now, the same measurement I used, 6 to 5. I'll come to 4 here. I'll strike an arc. Then I'll come to 4 here also. I'll strike another arc. So where they meet will be 3 prime. Here also will be 3 prime. Right? I'll come again from A to 2. I'll come at A here also. I'll strike an arc towards the left and towards the right. Then I'll take the measurement 6 and 5. I'll come to 3 prime, put it here to get 2 prime. Come on here, 3 prime, I'll put it here to get 2 prime. So this will be 2 prime. This here also will be what? 2 prime. Right? I'll come again from A here to 1. Right? I'll come at A, slash an arc here towards the left, towards the right. Take the measurement of 6 and 5. I'll come to 3 prime to 2 prime in order to get 1 prime. I'll come to 2 prime in order to get 1 prime. And this point here will be 1 prime. Here also where they meet will be another 1 prime. Then the last but not the least, A 20. I'll come at A. I'll get slash and arc towards the left here. I'll come in slash another arc here. Then I'll take the measurement of 6 and 5. Come to 1. From 1, I'll select an arc. Bang to get 0 prime. From 1 here also, I'll select another arc to get 0 prime. 0 prime. 0 prime. Right? Now what I'll do is I'll join them, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'll use a straight line to join A to 0 prime, A to 0 prime. That's the starting point. So put it this way: A to 0 prime, A to 0 prime. Right? Now I'll use my French curve and I'll join all these points together. So let's do that and see. So I'll join 6, 5, 4 with my French curve. Me again. Yeah, I'll come here too. I'll do the same thing. So this is what we have. If I like, that's a development. So I can easily just be joining all those point lines together, faint line if I want to. This is not really necessary. So this is what we're having, right? So from here we have this. So when you've done that, we've actually brought out, this is the development of this oblique cone, and we'll call it the pattern 2. Now I want to see how it will look like from the plan, right? Looking from the top. So I can easily draw my plan here if I want to, right? But we're not asked to do that. But I'll just do that for the benefit of what? Of the video. So if you are told to draw the plan, this is the elevation, you want to draw the plan. To not take you much, just draw your horizontal line. Ensure that your figure is not touching the next one, right? So I'll just take the radius of this circle, right? And I'll place it here at the center. And I'm going to draw a circle. And that circle, I'll thicken it. I'll do what? I'll thicken the circle this way. You can see that when you thicken the circle, The next thing you just have to do is you project your line, right, to touch this center point here, this A here. I'll call it to be what? A, right? So I'll just draw it tangential to that point. Tangential to that point. So this is what we'll be having. Tangential to that point. Right? And the rest is just you're taking it like I said. So right? This is what we have. Nobody will ask you to start if you want to start dividing the line, you don't really need to, right? I'll just do that for just the fun of it. You can just divide your line into equal parts. Since it's the same circle, once I draw, look at this point here, and transfer it to this point. Not really necessary. The next point, I can move it here to here. Then the next point here is just this, right? Then that's what we have. So I'll just draw my line, passing through the center. I have this. The next line, passing through the center. I have this. The next line, passing through the center. I have this. The next line, passing through the center. And I have this, right? So you can just project all those points towards here. Each of those points, if you want to, which is not really necessary. You can start from one is there already. You have this. You have this. You have this. Right? And the next one, you have this. 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 And that. So not really necessary, right? So I can easily call this to be, since this point one here can be this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be 4. This will be 5. This will be 4. This will be 3, 2, and 1. Then back to this point here. So this is how the plan will actually look like, right? This is how the plan will look like, and this is the development of it. So not really necessary if you're not asked. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment if you have any question that you want to ask. Thank you for watching.